Welcome to Authentic Journey. This is a show about raw conversations about life and living.
I'm Neliana, a funny, smart, lovely, and sexy woman who loves to challenge ideas.
And my name is Kim. I'm a woman, a mother, a sister, an aunt, a colleague, and I think a great friend. I'm a human being who enjoys connecting with people.
We want to encourage you to give yourself permission to have honest and raw conversations in the search for your own authenticity.
Thank you for joining us. Today's topic would be love/trust circle. And a loose definition of love/trust circle is people who are in your lives that you love and you trust, right? And so think about someone or maybe a group of people, they may be friends, family, who, you just have this relationship and or friendships with that, you trust them, right? You just trust them and they trust you. And Nelly and I were talking, and I kind of said there's some people who, maybe you're busy or you live in different countries, and you're not able to talk as often as you would want. But when you do talk, it's like time never passed, right? Like you just connected in such a deep level, even though you were both busy, and that's the image that comes up when I think about love and trust circles.
Yeah, I think that I have some people in that kind of definition. But when I was listening to you, I was thinking, like, how do you get to that point? Because I think that at least in the friendships that I have in that sense, I didn't know that the kind of friendship that I have, they will allow that will happen. It was just a relationship that they were there every day of my life, and because life changed, they kind of move on or like going to different places, so I have to keep that. But I didn't know at the beginning that they were that kind of relationship so close to me. I think that for me it took a while to discover who were those people for me. And I think that is coming from something that we talked before, as like my difficulty to kind of accept love and to show that kind of effect. So I didn't know that those relationships were so strong until we went to the situation where I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you for years. And then I see you, and it's like, it's the same that being in high school. It's that connection, but I didn't know that some of the friendship were so strong to me or for them. And
as I was listening to you talk, I couldn't help but think about, where do we even learn how to love? Where do we learn how to trust? Where does that come from? Because we must have learned it somewhere or some kind of way to be able to love and trust others. So where do we even learn that? How to love, how to trust? I think that is weird because my family, it's like my parents and my brother, we were like a very small family, that we were immigrants, and my parents were not like kind of the friends people kind. We were just us five. So for me, express that love like within the family, it was easy. But allowing other people outside of the family be family, it was not something that was in my family values. Like I remember when I get married the first time, like my parents were like, this is your husband. He was not a new son. He was not part of the family. I had to now navigate between two families, because I kind of have my family with my husband, but also my family with my parents. So I think that they were, I don't know if struggling, because I don't think that they realized of that, but I don't think that they taught me how to
integrate and
Mhm.
trust other people that they were not outside of
Yeah.
our trust or
your
love
trust
circle. Like we were our five, and
Yes.
everybody
Everyone
else was an
outside.
outsider, and
Oh.
they didn't told me how to integrate those because they didn't
Yes.
integrate other people.
Oh,
So it came from my own development of
Mhm.
saying, hey, that person is important for me.
Yeah.
But it took me a while
Yeah.
how to nurture
Yeah.
that relationship,
Yeah.
how to trust
Yeah.
that that person cares about me,
Yeah.
and we are not family.
Yeah.
And I'm coming from a step kind of family, so it's not just about blood. It's
So when you say step, what you
like my dad, it's my stepdad, or my
Okay,
kids
okay.
are like my brothers are half brothers.
got it.
So it's not just about blood because
Mm.
they were my family and I was
Mhm.
part of their family.
Yes.
But it's
you
about
created that
outsiders.
circle.
So
You
they
created
were
that-
like,
yeah.
this is us.
Yes.
Everything else,
It's outside.
it's outside.
Oh.
And so I have to, I don't know if I learn how to include or integrate, or I just start creating different love circles where I will add more people, but maybe not
inside that circle. The
inside.
circle is still there, but you're creating
So-
other circles around it.
So I think that this conversation is
Yeah.
looking maybe not around it, but I don't know how do you explain like making bigger circles where the core is the
still there.
family, but then you have different system of
Yeah.
support
Yeah.
that they allow you
Yeah.
to include or to integrate
Yeah.
more people in your life.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that I've been able to bring an outsider to my core circle. So I don't think that I do that, but I know that I learn how to develop bigger circles where I can bring more people.
Yeah.
It makes sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. I was just thinking about how different cultures and even families,
Yes.
right, operate differently when it comes to these circles. And in you sharing your story, I was like, oh my goodness, mine was very different because we, in my culture, my Nigerian culture, we tend to adopt people into that circle. So in as much as we had the family circle, right? It's like when the friends come, it's almost like the friends call your mom and dad mom and dad. So naturally, when I meet my friends' parents who are not even Nigerians, I automatically do that.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I meet your parents, I'm gonna say, hey mom, hey dad, that it's just natural because in my culture, we just include you without, it's not a thought. We include you, right? I'll say, mom, this is my new friend next. And say, okay, do you want to eat? Next thing you know, she's fixing a plate. And I mean, if she fixes the meal, she fixes the plate for all the kids and your friends.
You know what is interesting? That Hispanic culture is lighter, like culture, like extended family, friends are part of the family.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a specific thing of my family culture, or it's because we were immigrants that they didn't adapt or integrate
so
with the
when you
culture.
say immigrant, where do you mean? Where do you?
My mom was original for a different country. My dad was original from a different country.
Oh, wow.
So they meet in Venezuela,
Okay.
but they didn't have extended family in Venezuela. So
that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know if it was part of then a small culture that they just integrate there
together,
or they didn't integrate with the culture. So I don't know exactly what is the reason, but Hispanic people are like you. Like we make friends.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I can make friends of somebody just having a conversation. Like we just get to the elevator and you listen some conversation like and you just like, hey, you know, I can help.
Yeah.
And we make that kind of friendship.
Yeah.
But in my way, it's a friend, but I will not trust. I will not love. So for me, I have to kind of make a conscious decision of saying, I'm going to allow you to be part of my trust. So I'm listening to myself as like, oh, maybe I have trust issues. but this is the thing. I think that we always overcoming things that we didn't know or that we were not aware. And I'm like, I've been able to navigate my life. I'm happy, I have friends, but it took effort to get that. It took a lot of self-awareness of saying like, okay, do I feel happy? Do I feel alone? Do I need more people? How can I make those people? So, but listen to you is like, Hispanic culture is like that. But for some reason, I don't know, my family was unique in that sense. And I have to navigate those differences.
So I did not even know that. I just thought, because every time we talk, you say Venezuela, I'm Venezuela. So I just thought you were Venezuelan. Mom was Venezuelan. See, here I am doing it again. Mom is Venezuelan, dad is Venezuelan. I did not know that they were from different places. And then I did not know that, because in an immigrant story, you're right. When you come to a new place, you hold on to your culture, you hold on to those family values, because it reminds you of home. So it makes a lot of sense that you all made that circle very tight, to where everyone else, even though you're welcoming to them, no, we're gonna stay together. You can be on the. It makes a lot of sense. I did not know that.
And I think that maybe one of the topics that we need to talk at some point, it's about the immigrant experience, because it's not just that I'm immigrant here and I'm creating a new family here in the United States, but I'm coming from this, and I think that we have a lot to talk about that. But let's go to love, love and trust.
Yes, love and trust. So we were talking about, where do we learn it? And of course, we went down the rabbit hole. I mean, we start talking, and next thing we know, we're going through a rabbit hole of literally a genogram, right? We're doing a verbal family genogram. When I hear love and trust, I always think about protection, right? Self-protection. I don't know why I think of, because you have to love someone to put the word boundary, which we don't like, comes up, right? You have to trust someone to put it down, to be able to let them in, right? And I feel like, I'm a little bit opposite, because when I meet people, as weird as it sounds, my natural instinct is to trust. I don't know why. My natural instinct is to trust. I wouldn't necessarily say love, but I give each person the respect of trust. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, you didn't earn it. I'm gonna give it to you. But the minute you break it, not that I'm looking for you to break it, but the minute you break it, then I'm like, okay, I gave you that trust, right? I don't know where I learned that from, but I trust. I give trust. But then I'm like, if it's violated, then I say, okay, I tried.
It's coming two things to my mind. One, it's like, I think that I'm similar to you in that sense of, I don't hide myself. I don't protect myself of being vulnerable in front of you in the same way that I'm doing right now in this conversation. But I think that that's a trust that I can give for free. But I feel, and I'm not sure, but I feel that there's another trust, like trust of my needs, that I don't give easily. Like, I can tell you who I am, what I want, what are my dreams. I don't have any problem. What is my journey, this authentic journey? I can share all those. But when I need something, I don't let easily people to maybe to disappoint me on like saying, hey, I need you, because when I ask for help, it's like I'm in a very vulnerable state. So asking somebody, hey, can you help me here? That's another level of like trust circle, where I don't allow almost anybody there.
Why?
I don't know. I think that it's coming from the same place of that's the core.
Mm,
So in the core,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But
But do you ask the core?
I ask the core.
Okay,
I,
okay.
I make some people, I don't know if they are the core, because I think that at this point the core are just like 5 people, and like it's 3 of my kids are there.
Yeah.
But they are super close to that core. So I don't know what is the boundary. Talking about boundaries, I don't know what is the line there. But I think that I let other people to know me, and I don't have to hide me. I'm not scared of how you're going to use the information. That's not my problem. That's up to you. What do you do with my vulnerability?
Yeah.
But when you were saying that, I'm thinking like, and again, maybe I don't like the word boundaries, but instead of me putting you and telling you, okay, now I don't trust you, I think that I accommodate people in different distance, depending of who you are and what you can offer me or what I can offer you. So I think that I stopped. I think that before I was like, okay, I don't think that we are good fit. So maybe it's better to break this relationship or stop talking. I think that I learn how to respect and accept other people in the different ways, but I respect also what I need. So I reach people depending of what you can offer me. So I have friends where, hey, I'm just going to have fun because I know that when we have fun, it's amazing. But if I try to share something deep, that person is going to, like, why are you doing that? Like a judging. So instead of saying, this friend doesn't work for me, he's not a good friend, I think that I learned how to define friendship in different levels. And I think that that's related with the love circles. Instead of believing this idea of one person giving you everything, I think that I relate with people in different levels so I can get the best of you. So if it's in the professional setting, we will have a professional relationship, but I will not invite you to my birthday. So I think that instead of saying this is a bad person for me, I ask myself what this person can provide for me, what I can provide for them. And
just leave it there.
Yes, I
create its own circle
where I control myself instead of putting. I think that that's a thing. Instead of putting the other boundaries, I'm the one putting myself some limitation of saying every time that you pass this person doesn't react in the way that you were expecting, and then you get hurt. Why you are putting yourself in that situation? Instead of trying to change the other, that was what I was trying before. It's like, okay, you don't listen to me when I'm crying, and you have to. I'm like, no, you don't have to. I'm the one that need to find somebody that can listen to me and will accept me in this way instead of pushing the other person to change. Because you just ended fighting. And I'm tired of fighting. So I think that I learned how to know like in an honest conversation what the other one can provide for me and what I can give, and depending of that, I will relate in different ways.
So you've learned to listen to yourself, right? Your mind, your body, right? What your mind needs, what your body needs, and you've learned to do things for yourself or seek out like the different friendships that attend to the different needs, right? Like a mind-body connection, right? What do I need right now from this relationship, this conversation, this person? And take what you can, give what you can, and leave it there.
I would love to lie and say that it was a mind-body connection, I think that I'm just already learning about the body connection.
Yeah.
I think that it's more about reflecting how I felt after an interaction.
Yeah.
So one time I tried, it didn't work. Second time with that same person, it didn't work. Third time with the person. So I started seeing a pattern. Hey, every time that when we go out having fun, it works perfectly. I'm fine. I love him, or I love her. But then when I'm sharing how I feel during the day, it's not that great.
Yeah.
So when I see this is happening over the time, what do I need to change my situation? How do I change my reality? Before, for me, it's like, okay, I will ask the other one to change. Now it's like, okay, I don't have any control over the other person, so I'm controlling myself. How do I change to not expose myself to situations where I'm going to feel bad or sad? So it's more, and I would love to think about what you were saying, but I think that at this point it's more about recognizing patterns and say, okay, what can I change so I don't feel like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I was listening to, it's called The Mountain Is You. It's a book. I have the hard copy, but I also got the audio because I told myself I'm going to use the time in traveling, right, to listen to books, because sometimes you want to read, but you fall asleep because you're tired. So I said, okay, I'm going to listen to this. And on my way here, I was listening to it, and they said something that just, I was thinking about it, when you said reflect, I realized I was reflecting on this word. They said, sometimes we're emotionally hungry, right? Sometimes we're emotionally hungry. And when we're emotionally hungry, we seek to feed whatever we're hungry for, right? And as you were saying that, it reminded me of that, when the emotional hunger is not being fed, right, then the only thing we have control over is us, right? So we have to adjust what we're doing or how we're doing what we're doing, to reduce frustration or disappointment, right? I don't know, that's what I just started thinking. I was like,
I don't know how I developed these skills, but I don't know if it happened to you when you wake up and it's like, you need more love.
Yes.
There are mornings where you just go out, do whatever you have to do. You are not thinking about feelings. You are just a doer at that point. But there are days where I wake up and it's like, I miss love. Like for some reason, I'm more in it. And something that I learned, I don't know how, I start sending texts saying, hey, good morning, missing you, or hope that you have a great day. And usually people answer me back saying, hey, how are you? I've been fine. So I look actively and proactive to that. Before, I was kind of expecting that you think about me, that you are the one reaching to me. And if you don't reach me, it's like, that person doesn't care. Now that I'm protecting more and controlling more my life, I think that it's like, if you want to receive love, give love first. So I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago that I have all this love to give and I wanted to receive love. So I text maybe 7 people just to have a quick chat. But that may give me energy, that recharge me. And so before, instead of being depleted and feeling like I'm feeling alone.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares, that we all have this kind of days or moments. I was like, okay, you know that you have people, but they don't know that you are in it right now. So the best way for me to do it is kind of reaching you. So because I trust that you're going to reply saying, or I'm busy and I get it, or I love you too. And I kind of, because I'm always doing that, there are some times that people surprise me saying the same. I didn't have that in my past. But the other day, a friend, she just texted me, I miss you. And receiving that text, it was like
a whole world of difference.
Oh my God, I feel that. I opened that door that was not there. I don't know if that person was. It's like that with other people, but I know that I build that kind of relationship where you can just send a text. The other person doesn't have to reply. I don't feel forced to reply. We trust each other, that we can be just honest and open like that. And sometimes you just make the day of somebody just saying, hey, thinking about you, and other people make your day. So yeah.
I mean, you're absolutely right. We're all busy, working, if you have kids, taking care of kids, if you're in a relationship, taking care of your partner, or cultivating that relationship. And in that busy world, sometimes we forget to reach out. So I love circles, right? And just send that, hey, what's up? How you doing? I miss you, or whatever. And I think it's important that we give what we're looking for, right?
Have the courage.
Have the courage to give what we're looking for, and also, ask from our trust love circles when we need to be filled, because sometimes it's okay to reach out, but it's also okay to be reached, right? It's also okay for someone, just like you said, for a random person to text a message and say, hey, I miss you, or how are you doing today? And when you get that, then that just brightens up your day, right? Because you start the day, on a very good note, because someone took the time out of their busy day to think about you and send that. How cool is it to just receive that love, unprompted?
This is the thing. Before I thought that was love just happened. Like boyfriends. It's like, oh, we have this connection, this chemistry. We love each other. Or friends. You just have a fit and you say, oh, this is my best friend. And I think that we do that when we are kids. And I was doing it for almost my whole life. It has to be this kind of instantly connection and says like, oh, we love each other, we trust each other, we are friends. But something that I kind of allow myself, it's also building relationship. I don't think that, and I feel that that's one of the reasons that we have so many divorce or things that doesn't work, because nobody teach us what means love. What is love? For me, it was like just this connection. So we love each other. And I don't know if age or experience of what it's like. For me, love become where I really accept who you are, and that you accept who I am, and I'm happy for you, whatever you decide to do with your life. And I always hear this for some random people, and it's like, there is no way. But I think that this thing that I create different labels, depending of what people can give me, it's allowed me to really love people, love some people, where I accept you with everything, with the flaws, with the strengths.
Yeah.
I just navigate your flaws instead of saying you need to change. But it's from building that relationship.
Yeah.
Before I just accept people where we have just a connection. Now I'm looking for something more deep that really fulfill some of my needs. But for that, I have to be aware of what were my needs. You know?
Yeah, 100%. When you said building a relationship, I really, because I was like, oh God, yeah, because I always say whatever you need to grow, you have to cultivate, right? Just like a farmer, you have to give it water, you have to give it sunlight, you have to give it ingredients to grow. So just relationships and friendships, the same thing. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't grow itself. You have to grow it, right? And the way we grow it is by calling, by connecting, by going out to lunch, going out to dinner, going out dancing, whatever, right? You have to do something to build it, to make it grow. And it has to be two-sided, because if it's just one-sided, then somebody may be like, okay, why am I doing all the growing?
Yeah,
right?
But this is the thing about my way of doing. There's never a one side for me.
Yeah.
Because when you just give me one part of you, I will connect with that part of you. Maybe you are that friend that just call when she have a need. So I connect with the part of me that wants to help. So instead of saying, hey, you're never there for me when I need that you listen to me, I came to the point where it's like, I know that you are just going to reach me when you have a need. And for me, that will be, I will make the decision if I can connect with the part of I will help you. Because at the end, and it's not like being idealistic or anything. I think that it's about, I really sometimes like to help people, like for free, and feel that I have something to say. So when that person trusts me, that it's like, I'm good giving advice. So this is my time where I'm going to be that good friend that she needs, because she doesn't have anybody else. So so after that interaction, I will feel kind of proud or good about myself, because I'm not thinking about what the other person is giving to me. I'm deciding what part of me I'm giving to that person.
So in giving, you also received something.
But I receive it. This is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm the one deciding what I'm going to receive. I'm not putting the pressure on the other one that now you have to give it to me. I'm making the decision of interact with you, deciding what I'm going to get from that conversation. And sometimes it's a completely disbalanced relationship, but I'm taking like, I'm a badass. That's the reason that she needs to call me. She doesn't have anybody else, and I'm the support. So I think that that's helped me to learn, like to live in peace, in harmony with whatever kind of the universe is sending me. I'm not going to lie. There are days like it's like, universe, why you are doing this to me? But at least with relationship and friendships, I think that I try to make an effort to not judge, kind of. And I'm not saying that you are doing it, but in my way, it's like, you are giving to me or not, because that's kind of, it's coming from a different framework, or at least I think, I don't know. Now I'm confused about love, trust, and circles and everything. But yeah, I think that I really like this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how can we kind of close? What will be our closing message today?
I don't even know, because while you were talking, I had a thought, and as I don't know, it just disappeared. It was right then, then I was like, when you said how we, I'm like, oh crap, of course it disappears the minute you say it. I don't know. What thoughts do you have so I can see if it comes back?
I think that I will keep it, keep the idea of building and cultivating trust and love. I think that
and yep, I think it came back now when you said that. So I want to add to, building and cultivating your love circles. Just reach out to your love circle, say, hey, how you doing? Send a funny meme, send an I love you, I miss you. Or if they're close enough, and they're welcoming of it, drop by and just say hello. Build it. Build what you want, give what you want to receive. Not because you want to receive it back, but give it just because, and enjoy seeing your love circle grow.
it made me come back to the word courage.
Yes.
Courage to reach others. So.
Yes. Yep. It is courage. It does take courage to do that, because in doing that, sometimes you risk rejection. But yeah, courage. Courage to reach and cultivate love. Absolutely. Thank you for joining us.